Hi. Yeah, today I'm going to be taking us through different threats to chain of thought monitoring and assessing what the situation is. Yeah, so if we look at different ways a model can bypass chain of thought monitor to cause harm, we can initially split this into the model does or doesn't require chain of thought to take the harmful action. Let's look at a situation where it does not require the chain of thought. So yeah, here the situation is pretty good. We know that chain of thought inference scaling is a thing, and using more chain of thought improves capabilities. And it seems like no-CoT chain of thought capabilities are not scary currently. Some concerns here is there's very limited research into what models can achieve in terms of causing harm without chain of thought, and yeah, I guess there's like some research looking into no chain of thought capabilities, which shows that the capabilities are improving exponentially. Which, if you take this seriously, means that there might be some concerning things in the next few years. Moving on to situations where the model does require a chain of thought. Uh, Another concern is that reinforcement learning could like lead to language drift or illegible chain of thought, which is very hard to understand. Um, but yeah, here currently the situation seems pretty good. Chain of thought seem to be pretty legible. From my own like analysis on open source models, which is the plot in the bottom left, um, models are pretty legible and only really seem to have illegibility when they get the answer wrong. And also Gemini 3 and Opus 4.5 system cards mention that in their evaluations, the chain of thought seems pretty legible. And we have no evidence really of scary legibility that is improving performance or could obfuscate from a chain of thought monitor. So concerns here are mainly that we do see some weirdness already, for example, in like GPT-5 or O3's chain of thought, and reinforcement learning will continue to scale. So maybe this will like exaggerate the issues. Um, so we also see that reasoning models struggle to control their trains of thought, even in very basic and surprising ways. The plot here is from a paper I'm involved in, which should be released in the next few days. And we see that models are much worse at controlling their train of thought than controlling their outputs. So this is pretty good. If I was to like search for concerns here, we do see that larger models are a bit better at controlling, and there's like a trend of like subsequent OpenAI models getting increasingly better. If we look at ability to obfuscate chain of thought, we've generally seen from research that people have tried pretty hard to elicit sophisticated encoded reasoning, but mostly have failed, which is good. Small concern is that chain of thought monitors have been shown to be vulnerable to persuasion and jailbreak attacks. Um, However, this is like against a very strong red team, which iterates against the monitor, which maybe isn't what we'll see in realistic situations. And final concern is that we might start to see new concerning architectures emerging, where the chain of thought is not at all monitorable, for example, using latent reasoning techniques. Um, but yeah, here the concerning architectures do not yet seem to be competitive, though there are ongoing research efforts and there's no like systematic analysis currently to like analyze whether the Neuralese type architectures are catching up. So we're pretty uncertain here at the moment. Um, so in summary, the current situation seems to be pretty good at the moment, but I think we should be aware that this has occurred by default, not due to safety efforts. And the nice properties that we have are mostly just because capabilities gives us this. And we should be aware that the default could change. Um, so what can we do here? Given all this, we should make sure we can detect early signs of the situation changing and ensure we're doing good trends analyses. For example, tracking how Neuralese capabilities are improving. Um, we should research contingencies for when chain of thought monitoring fails, if it fails. For example, developing improved model organisms of unmonitorable chain of thought that could be used for interpretability research. Um, we should ensure labs maintain their chain of thought efforts and are accountable to any chain of thought based safety cases that they're currently relying on. Thank you.